Hello and welcome to the final part of the Wonderland Dreams card reveal. So I'm a little behind on this video. I'd kind of been putting it off, waiting for the very final card to come out and be translated properly so I could do this video. So now we have everything should be in Shadow Portal, and you guys can actually go and build decks now, which is going to be pretty cool. So hopefully you guys are all doing that and getting ready for Wonderland Dreams, and we might even do some of that right before the expansion drops, so make sure you stay tuned. Anyway, we'll get right into these cards here. So the first one we've got here is Dramatic Dragon Blader, a 3-drop 5/6 gold dragon card. Ward, Fanfest, summon an enemy dragon, and then the evolve is banish an enemy dragon. So basically you can get a 3-cost 5/6 on turn 4 with the evolve, which means, you know, you're getting basically a 5/6 value 4-drop on evolve. With Ward, it's not too bad. Don't mind that card, actually. It'd be interesting if you want to push more of a control variant dragon, I guess. Maybe? Definitely interesting. The next one we've got is Snowfield Warrior, a 4-drop 3/3 Forestcraft card. So we've got Rush. Whenever this follower attacks and destroys an enemy follower, gain +1/+1 if this follower is not destroyed. So you ram it into something, it survives, it gains stats. Pretty straightforward. Not a bad little forest card. Hopefully we can work some more into buffing forest cards like this, so we can just, you know, throw them out, hit something, survive, gain stats. I like that kind of mechanic. Not too bad. Then we've got Kunoichi Master, probably one of my more favourite cards right now. It's a 5-drop 3/2 bronze card. Swordcraft, of course, with it being an officer. So, Ambush, which is to be expected after all, it's Kunoichi. And Fanfest, summon a Kunoichi trainee. So you get a 3/2 ambush and a 2/1 ambush for a 5-cost, along with, if you do evolve, into a 5/4. So you can get a total of maybe 7 damage before this is cleared on turn 6. Kind of set yourself up, maybe? Could be alright. Then we have Runecraft Earth Sigil, Witch's Cauldron. So it's a 1-drop Earth Sigil, last word, draw a card. I don't know whether this is better than the normal 1-drop sigil that summons a 0/2 golem. I think it would be, because card draw is a little more important, but then warding may be more important, so we might see these played together. Who knows, but definitely going to be an interesting one to try and place in decks, especially when you're going to be pushing for more banished cards, I think, especially with things like Abyss and that. So it'll be very interesting to see if we can slot this in somewhere. The next card we have here is Mr. Halin, Shadow Mage. I think that's how we pronounce that. It's a Runecraft 6-drop, 5/6 stats. Pretty respectable stats for a 6-drop, I guess. It also has Ward, Fanfare. If there are cards in your hand that have been spell boosted fewer than 5 times, spell boost those cards until they have been spell boosted a total of 5 times. So anything that's 5 or below gets instantly put to 5. Definitely not too bad. Not sure exactly how good this card will be. Maybe in some form of Daria style deck, but then Daria just does this automatically a lot better. So I'm not sure how we'll see this card play in, but definitely an interesting one. Then we have Twiddledum and Twiddledee. So they didn't go with Twiddledee, Twiddledum, which I thought was odd. I normally you'd see D and then Dum, not Dum and then D. Maybe it's just translation, who knows. It's a 2-drop 2/2 Forestcraft card, Fanfare, add 1 to the number of cards played this turn. So this card works really nicely with things like Roach. I think I would equate it to close to what Fairy Circle does. So if you are using this in a Roach combo, you get the same value out of Fairy Circle as a spell as you would this card, and this card interrupts your draw with Goblin, so maybe not run this unless you're running it as an extra card, but definitely not bad. I'd probably just go Fairy Circle and play one of the fairies. It's the same cost, so 2 cost for two cards played that turn, and takes up 1 board slot, and that's all in 1 card as well. The only risk would be that your hand is overstocked. Otherwise, I don't know, yeah. This card just has a little more versatility, I guess. You can play it as a 2-drop, but you lose the consistency with Roach, so I don't know about this card. I just feel like maybe Fairy Circle does this job better, unless we see this in decks that aren't Roach, but I doubt that will happen. The next card we have is Dragon Sculpture. So it's a 4-cost Dragoncraft Amulet. Pretty cool artwork, honestly. I can't help but look at that and go, wow, that's really nicely made. And anyway, the effect is, at the end of your turn, transform this amulet into a dragon if your opponent has more cards in play than you. So, I don't know about this. I think Rahab is probably a much better card than this amulet, unless maybe you're pushing an amulet dragon of some form, or something in that line of thought maybe. I do like seeing more cards that have different effects, but I really think they could have done a lot better pushing maybe Dragon's discard mechanic more, with giving it more versatile cards that are like, you know, discard X, deal X damage or something, I don't know, just something interesting. Anyway, we have Ebon Beast Warrior. So this is another Dragoncraft card. It's a 6/8 ward, fanfare, randomly discard one of the lowest cost Dragoncraft cards in your hand. So this is a discard card, but it's just using a very generic discard mechanic that Dragon has been using from the beginning, so nothing too shabby here really. The next one we have is Phantom Cat. So it's a 6-drop 5/5 gold blood card. Fanfare, draw 2 cards, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader for each neutral card drawn. So this is something that you could maybe put into a neutral blood deck, and even if you don't put it in a neutral blood deck, a control blood deck could potentially run this as a card. The draw 2 mechanic is really good. The deal 2 damage to an enemy leader for each neutral is also not too bad if you maybe fit it into a neutral kind of destroy blood or something. Something like that. And its stats aren't too bad for a 6-drop. Then we have Shadowcraft Siren Tears, a 2-drop amulet. So they're really pushing a lot more amulets for different classes, which are nice. So destroy a random allied Shadowcraft follower at the end of your turn if you have both a Shadowcraft follower and a neutral follower in play. Then give a random allied neutral follower plus X plus X. X equals the attack of the destroyed Shadowcraft follower. So I'm not sure how we'd see this play out. Being an amulet, it's destroy a random allied follower at the end of your turn. You know, maybe in a neutral one where you want to destroy the Shadowcraft follower, maybe comboing this with Dark Alice of some form, where you just have this out, play Dark Alice maybe, but then I think Dark Alice will banish this, won't it, being Shadowcraft card. I don't know, I'm trying to think of ways that this card could function really nicely with other cards, but I think I'll have to wait and see and maybe experiment a little bit with deck building to see where this card could go. So the next card we have is Demon Eater, a 2-drop 1/2 bronze card for Shadowcraft. Fanfare, destroy an allied follower and draw 2 cards. So this is the card that I think most people have been thinking, you know, isn't this just a power creep? It's a 2-drop 1/2 that destroys a follower and draws 2 cards, when Shadow already has a card that does this for 2 cost as a spell, but this time you get a body for it instead, which, you know, throw this in mid-Shadow that already exists, and that's pretty overpowered. So that's really crazy, especially when it's not random and it's destroying allied follower, unless it does turn out to be a random effect. Who knows? Definitely an interesting card though. So, Disagreeable Demon, a 3-drop 2/3 bronze blood card. It's a fanfare, gain ward if an enemy follower is in play, gain +2 and deal 2 damage to your leader if no enemy followers are in play. Wow, so this is something that could nearly compete with Grimnir for 3-drop slot in blood, especially since Grimnir isn't used in blood as much for its turn 10 effect and more just for its wardable body. So if you'd seen my last or next video, I'm not sure when this will go up, of Omega's deck that he used for NGE top 4, he had Grimnir in his deck as a 2-drop. If he had had this in his deck though, he probably could have done a lot more with it, which would have been really interesting. So let's go on to the next card here. We have Tenko. So it's a 5-drop 4/5 with an amazing artwork. Havencraft. Whenever an allied follower attacks, restore 1 defense to your leader. So imagine this with Elena. You play this, you evolve it, you attack, you know? Or you just play this, have other things on board and attack, and you restore 1 defense to your leader. Elena triggers, you gain stats. Pretty great. Then we've got Bird Keeping Disciple, a 4-drop 4/3 Havencraft card. Fanfare, put a Pinion Prayer into play, so another kind of Stormhaven-y boosting card, I guess. They're going to push out more prayers. I don't know whether you'd want to run this as a 4-drop or not, but I'd like seeing more cards like this that summon amulets. It'd be nice if we can get some for I don't know, just better amulets. We're getting quite weak amulets. Maybe summon a Sacred Plea or something off a 3-drop or something would be interesting. And the final card, I believe, of this expansion, which unfortunately has been cut off just slightly, but we can still make out what that says there, I believe. I could just zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so Heroic Lion. It's a neutral silver, 6 mana, 4/5. When this has ward as well. Gotta read that for sure. Whenever this follower attacks, gain +1/+1. So I'd assume this activates like most clash effects do. So when it attacks, it gains +1/+1. So you play it 6, evolve 6/7, attack, it goes to a 7/8, and then the damage calculation is done. So I assume you can kill things of at least 7, maybe even just 5 if you're just playing it on 6. It is neutral, so we'll probably see it in neutral variant decks, especially being a 4/5 stat line isn't too bad. I know it's 6-drop, but that stat gain is going to be at least a 5/6 on attack. So definitely not too bad. And sorry, I misread this card just slightly. I just realized just then. Wow. It says when this follower is attacked. So you play it, it gets attacked, it gains stats. Sorry, not when it attacks. Which makes sense because it's a ward, so you want it to be attacked. But still works in a similar fashion. Play it, ward, someone attacks it, gains stats, beats still down on a bigger opponent's board. Not too bad. Probably won't see that much play unless neutral needs a 6-drop like this, which it may not, so I'm not really sure about that. Other than that, we'll be wrapping up the video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the Wonderland Dreams card reveals, and hopefully you like and subscribe and check out any links in the description that are relevant. Check out my Discord. You should all head over there. The Discord is pretty empty at the moment. We have a few people who have popped in, which really nice. But it'd be nice if we get some more people in, have some pictures posted, just different things. We even have our own not safe for work section, things like that. So hopefully you guys can come on, just chill out. If you want to chat to me, if you want questions answered, then that's probably an easy spot for me to check things out, or just check me out on Twitter. It's another great place to reach me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.